Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our final edition of this academic year, and our coffee and conversation with myself, Mr. John, Head of Primary, and Mr. Ian, our Head of Secondary. So good morning to you all. Sabah al khair. Just a reminder that our session, as always, is being recorded. Please do post any comments and questions into the chat for us to review, and that makes it the conversation part as opposed to just us giving out some messages as well. But please do post any of those questions as we go through. So some updates, first of all, from primary from myself. I would say GEMS Connect, and actually a bit of a whole school one really, this one, but GEMS Connect is, please make sure that you have GEMS Connect, and all our updates and communication will be coming out, and our primary end of year reports are being posted onto our students' GEMS Connect files and located places as of today. So later on today, after midday, you will find your child's end of year report there. Let me see my next one. Indeed, yes, as we do get close to the end of the year, of course, our students are looking forward to a bit of a break, but I know in 1 or 2 weeks, then they might be scratching around for something to do. So yes, please do continue to use Bug Club, Education City, Times Table Rockstars throughout the holiday as we go through. And it's so much better to do a little but often, rather than kind of leave it up and expect your child to do, say, 3 hours on one particular day of the week. But if you can just spend 20 minutes a day, even twice a day, at one point doing some reading, one point doing some maths, one maybe throwing a couple of sciences through Education City as we go through during the week, that's very, very beneficial. Not every day of the week, but at least 3 times during the week would be great. Just keeps those brains ticking over. But of course, engage them as well. Engage them in all the things that they haven't had time to do. Maybe you're making some projects at home, might have a little bit more time around, redesigning things, getting involved, and of course a good old kitchen chemistry as well. But a kitchen is a fantastic place to be putting those practical math skills to use, of measuring, weighing. Really do get involved with those as well and engage your children as well. You could even be a little bit daring and maybe even go and buy a book as well. That would be good. Go old school, as we say. Everything's kind of on a screen these days, and especially so this year, but do take that time to spend that time away from screens as well. Key updates then are my lovely primary deputies, Miss Mandy and Miss Gillian, will be showing their end of year video at the end of this week, which will be a review of this term and a few things and key things that have happened over the end of the year. And a notice for everybody from Ms. Monia, our parent relation executive, and a request. We would like to know what you guys are getting up to over the summer. We appreciate that not many of us may be traveling, but we'll be traveling around Dubai certainly, and the UAE. So please do, if you're prepared to, let us know, keep us up to date, and send through some pictures and some details of the activities that your children and yourselves are getting up to. These would all be very gratefully received, and we can share those as well. And if you wish to share them with us, please share them with the reception_GFS@gemsedu.com email ID. But before I pass over to Mr. Ian, I would just like to say a thank you to everybody. Well, thank you for our people who have attended today and those people who attend our sessions regularly. That really is appreciated as we go through. Do definitely appreciate the time, and as well as all your support. But what we really want to do is to thank you for all the support and all your efforts that you have made with your students' attainment and progress, for helping our students, your children, this year, as of course you always do, but especially those this year. We appreciate it has been a very tough year for many of us in many, many different ways. And the fact that our community has really come together is something that we will certainly remember for a very long time and will treasure. So thank you who have joined us today, and everybody else is very much appreciated. I'll pass on to Mr. Ian.
Thank you, Mr. John. Good morning, Sabah al khair to all of you who are watching today and all parents who are at home, and we'll catch up with this session at a later date. Just to echo Mr. John's thank yous and sort of reflections, we both really have enjoyed these sessions with you, and we'll continue this theme next year. It's been very well attended over the past few months since we initiated this. So all of your comments, all of your questions, all of the feedback is hopefully helpful for you. It's certainly helpful for us. and long may it continue. So some updates from the secondary school, particularly with regard to the school reports. They will be published, like Mr. John said, on GEMS Connect this week. The teachers, as always, across primary and secondary, spend a lot of time putting these reports together. They are in a slightly new format, which is exciting for the secondary school. And we have built in a student voice element to the reports this year. It's on the very final page, which basically has captured essentially all of the feedback that we got from our students from the student voice surveys. And there is a Wordle, so lots of different words, most frequently used positive areas of strengths words on that back page of the report, with some questions that we would like you to ask your children over the summer months to get them to reflect as well about their report card and what they have done well this year and what they can develop. So that's a new element of the report card. Please also familiarise yourself with all of the language with regards to high performance learning, HPL, and how we measure learning skills at Founders. That is a fundamental part of our report card. And again, please have that conversation with your child once you've read and reflected through every single subject comment. With regards to our year 11, 12 and 13 students, the results days in August will soon be upon us, and we will be sending out a parent-teacher conference scheduler invite for students and parents to come in and meet with us in and around the results days. Obviously, no examinations took place this summer, and we have met all of the deadlines to submit your child's grades to the relevant exam boards with the support and evidence that has been requested this summer. So when you do receive that email, please do book in an appointment with us, with one of our team members, because we will be going through each of the grades that your child receives and looking at how we can support them, whether they're moving into year 12 or 13 next year or moving on to university. With that in mind, we had a wonderful Leavers Assembly last week, which we really did celebrate and enjoy all of our wonderful year 13 students who are going off around the world to universities. So I just want to wish them all the very best as they prepare for that transition. They've worked incredibly hard this year, and most of them have been accepted into the universities that they applied for. So that's wonderful. We recently appointed our new head student in the secondary school, so congratulations to Areej Khan, who will be taking over from the wonderful work Ruchika Pise has done in the secondary school, and she'll be supported by Mariam Chima and Asma Mula as the senior deputy head students, and together that team will work, like I said, in continuing the work that Ruchika and her team has put together in 2021. With regards to year 13s, the GEMS alumni app, I really urge all students and parents for your support, please, for this very, very important initiative. Many of our students have registered for the app, or within the app, excuse me, but perhaps they've not completed their final registration via the emails that get sent to their email addresses. So please, if you're a year 13 parent, please support us with that so that we can help our alumni to connect to one another and the wider GEMS network as they go off to university. The last day of the academic year is Wednesday, as I'm sure you are all aware, and the new school calendar is published in GEMS Connect, so please do look for that for the reopening dates for August and September. And obviously, like Mr. John said, we will be sharing our reopening plans once we have that confirmation from the KHDA and the DHA. We're absolutely conscious of the fact that we want to get this information to you, and equally we need that information so that we can release those plans, whatever they may be. But obviously we are all hoping for that 100% return to normality next year. That's one thing we really want. Just a message from Miss Monia regarding the summer holidays and the parent newsletter. Please do share your summer holiday photographs and your stories, whether you are staying in Dubai or this region, or perhaps going traveling. We would like to hear from you. Where are you going? Share those wonderful photographs, those holiday memories, and maybe a few little notes about what your children are doing this summer and enjoying. So that would be wonderful. Just some questions from a secondary perspective in the chat with regards to year 11. So obviously the year 11s, in the absence of the examinations, we put into place a Your Future, Your Choice program, which I know many students have been engaging in, which is wonderful to see. And obviously the last week, the question is with regards to registration. That is a safeguarding issue. So obviously we do want to know that children are registering to make sure that they're safe. Hopefully that answers that question. Obviously some more questions coming through regarding the reopening program. Obviously we've just mentioned that, and we will continue to respond to these in writing in the chat as well. And I think that is everything from my side. We had a wonderful meeting last night with the GEMS Founders Parent Association, just to say thank you to all of the wonderful parents that represent our parent body across Founders. So on behalf of the GFPA, they do extend their thanks to you as parents across our community and all the support that you've offered to us and to them. So thank you very much for that. I'm just going to hand back to Mr. John, but from me, thank you very much. Have a safe and wonderful summer. Please relax and enjoy the precious time with your families, wherever that might be in the world. Stay safe, and we can't wait to see you back in August and September. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ian. Sorry about that. Just a couple of questions there. Well, it wouldn't be a coffee and conversation if I didn't start talking with myself on mute now, would it really? It's happened every week, or every other week, so we might as well continue. So, Ms. Nazneen, yes, as always, our reports are end of year reports come out at the end of the year, and that is the final week of term. So they will be released today through GEMS Connect, and you will get a notification when they are there from teachers, and that will come out through Seesaw for our primary parents. And not even parents teachers meeting for year 2. We do have parent face-to-face meetings, or as they have been this year through Zoom in term 1 and in term 2. We do not have those parent conversations, those PTMs, PTCs, however people want to refer to them. They do not normally take place in term 3 and never have done. However, if there is something, and I would say this to everybody, if you are, and I think Mr. Ian has already alluded to this, you are looking through your child's report and there is something that you need clarity on, then do please get in touch with your child's class teacher, okay, and follow it then. That's why they're coming out now at the beginning of the week. Of course, we're finishing on Wednesday, so there is still a little bit of time just to get in touch for clarity of any confusion there. So there's been some lovely messages coming through. Thank you very much for those. Mr. Faisal, yes, as Mr. Ian has said, and we've said it, unfortunately, yes, we are still waiting for that KHDA update. We've said it now for a number of weeks, and unfortunately we are still waiting. And as parents ourselves, Mr. Ian and myself, we do appreciate fully how frustrating this is. But with our school in particular, and given its size, we certainly, what I do not, absolutely do not want to do, is to give out a set of information to parents that they will then start preparing for, and then ultimately we have to change it. Having been in that situation myself as a parent, I know it's incredibly frustrating, and I really would not want to do that for all of our parents as well. So I appreciate the frustration, and I do keep saying it, and we absolutely thank you for your patience on this one, but we just want to make sure that when we do communicate, that we are communicating the right information that will be coming out with the plans for September as best as they could be. All right, I think there's been one extra comment just to say, we'd just like to say thank you for your hard work, keeping our children safe with challenging it. Have a great summer, and yes, everybody who has joined us, you too, we really do wish you all the very, very best. Please, I really sincerely hope that you get some time, just to, even if it's at home, just getting up late, pottering around, and without the pressures of work and school and drop-offs and everything else, and have that precious time with your family as well. All right, and Mr. Ian has just commented there. And thank you very much, Miss Honey, for that comment at the end. Well, that brings us to a close. Shukran, everybody. And we wish you very, very well. And so from Mr. Ian, myself and our team of Miss Miley and Miss Rome, our kind of coffee and conversation producers who lurk in the background for us, we do wish our community all the very best. And we look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. All the best to summer, everybody. Goodbye.